Okay, welcome to Coding Ninjas, guys. I am Kabir Singh, and me and Arjun welcome you all to our stream. It's a roadmap stream today, and this is what I was talking about from the past 1 week. And we are going to be giving you a roadmap to get into, all the fan companies or the top companies, or you can say Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Facebook, all the good companies out there. We are going to talk about that. Okay. So before I just start the stream, this is a very, very collaborative and interactive session that we're going to have. Okay. And I want to interact with Arjun and the chat a lot, and I want you guys to interact with both of us. Okay. So before we start, I would just take a small, quick introduction of Arjun Grover over here, and then we'll move forward with my introduction, and we can continue the stream after that. I think that sounds good, Arjun.
Yes, yes, Kabir. Exactly. Yes, we
Okay.
should start.
So can you just introduce yourself once?
Sure, Kabir. Thank you. So, hi guys, I am Arjun Grover. I am a fourth year undergrad at Thapar Institute of Engineering Technology, Patiala. I am currently an intern, an SG intern at RCGM. So, before this, I have done a 2 months internship, my summer internship at RCGM at the end of my third year. So, after doing that internship, I received a pre-placement offer from RCGM. Also at that time, when I received a 2 months internship from RCGM, I also received a 2 months internship from Google for the post of application engineer intern. So after fetching a PPO from RCGM, they offered me a 6 month internship starting January this year. So I'm currently an SD intern at RCGM right now. I will be joining RCGM from July. But also I have an offer from Microsoft as well. So let's see what happens. Yes.
Okay, that's
So
that's a good list out there of companies which you have. Okay, so hi guys, I'm Kabir Singh. I am a fourth year student from Satyabama University, Chennai, and I am working as a content person for Coding Ninjas, and I'm also collaborated with a lot of edtech brands. Other than that, I was a data analyst at EY in my third year, and now I am just concentrating on some edtech because I have plans of going to the United Kingdom for my post graduation. So yeah, that's all about me. Okay. So, guys, we have 35 people in the chat. First of all, I would just request you guys to hit the like button. And all those who are watching right now can give me a simple hi in the chat. I just want to see who all are there in our session, and then we'll move forward. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna wait. Okay, we have Akash, we have Eagle, Avais, Paras, Sunita, Abhinav, Pavan, Swatika, Setu, Shubham. Okay, a lot of good people. Come on, guys, hit the like button. We can cross up at least 50 likes on our stream. Okay, so now this stream is gonna be a collaborative session between me and Arjun, in which we are gonna tell you how we started programming. We are gonna guide you towards a roadmap which is going to lead you to good companies. And since we have Arjun who has a lot of offers for the same, I guess it's going to be really nice getting to know how he, managed to achieve everything. Okay, so the first and very most thing which I ask anybody who I interview for, some SD position or some fan position, I just like to ask them that when was the first time you started programming? Like, how old were you, or which class, standard, college, where did you start programming the first time?
actually, I started programming in class ninth. Actually, there was a
Okay.
Java course at my school, so I did
Okay.
a normal programming like everyone does that. Some schools prefer C++, but my school preferred Java. Actually, I was from ICSE board, so ICSE board preferred Java. So in 9th, 10th, I did basic Java, and in 11th, 12th, I also opted for computers in my 12th class. So
Okay.
I was having Java there as well. And
Okay.
at that time, I was not that good in programming. Actually, I only knew the basics only. So, but I too participated in some of the coding competitions at school. They were only of some basic levels. They were not that much good levels. So, after that, when I entered college, I came to know that most of the companies ask programming in their interviews. Like coding is very important from this point of view. Also, in my first semester, I didn't do much coding. I only had one one C course in my curriculum, my college curriculum. I only did that, but I wanted to start something new. I wanted to learn something new. I heard that data structures is very important from interview point of view. So in my second semester, I bought a course from Coding Ninjas. So I
Okay.
started with C++ course at Coding Ninjas. So that course really helped me achieve a lot. Actually, I would say that was the moment, that was the head start, that to my programming journey. So from that, actually, the best part I liked was Ankush sir was really motivating. He motivated me to learn a lot of new things. जो बेस्ट बात मेरे को कोर्स की लगी थी ना, मतलब वो ये थी कि द कोर्स वाज स्ट्रक्चर्ड. वो स्ट्रक्चर्ड था, मतलब हर एक टॉपिक के क्वेश्चंस थे उसमें, तो मुझे वो अच्छा लगा था. मतलब मैं यही बोलूंगा कि दैट वाज माय हेड स्टार्ट फॉर प्रोग्रामिंग,
Okay.
क्योंकि स्ट्रक्चर बहुत अच्छा था कोर्स का. That
Right,
was
right, right.
the best
Okay,
part I
and
liked.
one more thing is the people watching this is not me or Arjun just promoting the course over here. It's like the truth because I would agree with Arjun. Same the way you started. It's like I never had. I was in CBSE, so I got into programming in 11th and 12th. Though my dad is
Okay.
from a gaming background, I always used to say, "Yeah, I can't sit in front of the laptop for 20 hours a day, and I can't go for programming." But still destiny brought me to a engineering college for CSE.
Okay.
And after my first year, in my third semester, I started programming. And that too, again, same. The
Okay.
C++, fundamentals of C++ course in Coding Ninjas was the one
Coding
I
Ninjas. Okay.
bought. Yeah.
Yes.
So I guess that has been a head start for a lot of people out there because the way they've structured it and the way they have, made it, it's really nice. Okay.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
this was, the basic thing. Yeah. So the first thing of the roadmap that we have, I guess, is us trying to find a head start,
Yes.
I guess.
Exactly. Head start is
Right.
really important. Yes.
Yeah, because I've seen people, sitting for like their first, second, third year for 3 years straight, and they just keep saying we want to learn programming, but there's never, an initiation for the same.
Yes.
So I guess
Exactly.
we need to, come up and kind of start the programming stuff first, and
Yes.
by just a basic stuff, but like basics, I guess, should be taken first of all.
Yes. Yes, first of all, I think language is really important, because
Right.
ultimately we have to learn data structures, right? So before
Correct.
learning data structures, we should start with a language, and that doesn't matter which language we start with, C++, Java, Python. Actually, some of the students are really confused from which language they should start. Uh,
Correct.
I
Correct.
uh,
Correct.
I am approached by many of the juniors that I know Python, अब मैं कैसे करूँगा data structures, मुझे C++ सीखनी पड़ेगी
Right.
पहले. So that is the biggest confusion. So language is never a barrier. They will ask you
The
data
main
structure
part is
questions. Yes.
the main part
Hmm.
is when they start learning ना, तो first question ही होता है यार कौन सी language सीखें, C++
Exactly.
सीखें
वही.
या Java सीखें या Python सीखें, and everybody has the same question. I have a lot of people contacting me every day on LinkedIn for their doubts. Okay, and
Yes.
everybody asks the same question. भैया market में demand सबसे ज्यादा किस चीज की है? Everybody wants to know that
Hmm.
which is highly paid. Nobody is interested कि हाँ I like Python, so I'll code in Python, or I like C++. सबको पैसे चाहिए. Everybody is like
सही.
we wanna
बिल्कुल.
study the language which has more money. As it is
Yes.
हम zero से शुरू कर रहे हैं तो जो भी उसमें सबसे ज्यादा पैसे हम वही पढ़ेंगे. But I don't think that's something we should do because I've
Hmm.
learned Java, I've learned C++ both, and I feel I'm really comfortable with C++, and I'm not at all comfortable with Java. Okay, and
Okay.
still I
Yes.
think it's like I feel this kind of makes it understandable that C++ is my kind of language and Java is not. So every language is different at the end of the day. So head start for your roadmap, or the first starting point of your roadmap, is that you have to choose a language try
Yes,
and study one topic each at least from every language,
exactly.
and उससे you can kind of come to a conclusion कि हाँ ये वाला topic मेरे को सबसे अच्छा यहाँ से समझ आया, so let's go with this language.
Yes,
I guess that's what we should do before even investing on a course, before even investing on any random course for any random language. I guess we should have a understanding of what we have to learn. Okay, so
obviously.
okay, how many of you have any doubt over here? You can just type it up in the chat. Give the roadmap thinking you are giving roadmap of Google. Okay, we are giving roadmap of Google. I don't think that's true. We are just trying to share how we started it. But okay,
Yes,
so head start is choose a language and then you just have to do the basics. And after that, what did you do? So Arjun, basically you started by Coding Ninja's course. You studied the basics, and I guess they have two tests in it. As far as I remember, I did it two
yes,
years
yes,
back.
yes,
So they have two
yes,
tests in their
yes,
course, and after that you are done with your basics. So did you go
yes.
for the DSA course or did you go for something else, or what did you do?
Actually, I took a introduction to C++ data plus data structures combo. So they have a combo
Oh,
course.
right,
So
right,
that
right.
included both of the introduction and DSA. But if anyone is not going for that, so I would prefer कि language सीखना ही important नहीं है, language के basics के कुछ problems ही practice कर लो. जैसे अगर आप loops
Correct.
सीख रहे हो और आपने लिख के नहीं देखा loops को दो तीन मतलब तीन चार problems में, तो आप भूल जाओगे. मतलब syntax ही तो main
Right.
है. अगर आपको syntax याद नहीं रहेगा तो problem होगी. तो डेटा
Correct.
स्ट्रक्चर्स पे जंप करने से पहले एक बार सिंटैक्स को अच्छे से समझ लो, राइट सम ऑफ द कोड्स, डू सम ऑफ द
Right.
बेसिक प्रॉब्लम्स. यस,
Correct. And like I've told the same thing in my last stream on Friday, that every time you study and you're solving problems for programming, as like basically for any random thing, like if you're solving mathematics or anything, but at least right now programming, I think we should do it in a pyramid manner. Easy
एग्जैक्टली.
questions
यस,
should be done more, a little less should be done for the medium, and a little less should be done for the further hard problems. Like
यस,
that's what I
यस.
think, right?
Because at the start if you do so many hard problems you will be demotivated and it
Correct,
would be really
correct.
hard for you to go forward. Yes,
Okay, yeah. So basically, choosing a language moving forward, you need to start studying basics and data structures and algorithms, right?
yes.
But I would like to ask you one thing, Arjun. Do you think all the topics that you studied in data structures and algorithms are equally important in your SDE interviews for top companies, or there are some specific topics which you would like to give us, which kind of are on your tips that these topics are always asked?
Actually, I have two main topics that I think that they are mostly asked. That are DP and graph. If you are preparing for any good company, you should go for DP and graphs first. Because ये ऐसे टॉपिक्स हैं, मतलब ये आपको हर जगह पूछे जाएंगे. मतलब मैं आपको एक बात बताता हूँ. एक्चुअली मेरा एक फ्रेंड है, उसका भी गूगल का इंटरव्यूज हुए थे. तो ही हैड 3 interviews, and in all of these 3 interviews he was asked 6 graph questions. They only
Okay,
focused on graph algorithms. They asked different questions on different algorithms. So they covered
okay,
almost everything on graphs. So I also found these topics very important because मतलब ये टॉपिक्स ही हैं, मतलब जो मुझे लगता है कि काफी ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. इसके बाद जैसे सॉर्टिंग एल्गोरिथम्स हैं, वो भी मैं बोलूंगा कि सॉर्टिंग के ऊपर जो क्वेश्चंस बनते हैं, मतलब जैसे ग्रीडी प्रॉब्लम्स होती हैं. लाइक
right.
आई वाज आस्क्ड 2 greedy प्रॉब्लम्स इन माय इंटरव्यूज एट आरसीएम. तो वो भी मुझे काफी इंपॉर्टेंट है. दीज 3 थिंग्स मैं बोलूंगा कि इन फोकस करना चाहिए आपको. यू शुड
Okay, so
फोकस मोर ऑन
for
सॉल्विंग इट.
according to you, somebody studying DSA should complete the entire DSA course, but
यस,
pay a lot and a lot of attention on DP, graphs, and sorting
ग्रीडी
algorithms.
प्रॉब्लम. हाँ, यस, ग्रीडी
Yeah,
प्रॉब्लम, यस, ग्रीडी
greedy,
एल्गोरिथम. यस,
greedy problems. Okay, so but still, what topic is like something which went a lot, which had a lot of hurdles for you and was very difficult. One topic in DSA.
actually graph is a big hurdle because actually I have studied graph 3 times. I will tell you
Okay,
because and most of the time what happened, I didn't do much practice. I found this
right.
fault in my preparation that I didn't practice much problems of graph. So every time a problem would come in a live contest, I was not able to solve it. But after seeing the solution, I was like, this was a very easy problem. If I would have thought about this particular algorithm, I would have been solved it.
Hmm.
So I
Right.
think my preparation lacked solving problems, and that is the problem with most of the people right here because we
Right.
learn everything. We think that we are able to grasp it, but without implementation, I don't think you can learn a particular thing. Like,
Okay,
yes,
so coming on, like, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I would like to ask you something on this very topic because I know after moving forward, I won't be able to come back to the same thing.
yes, yes.
Uh, from your competitive website, any random lead code, code studio, anyone, how many questions have you solved yet till
I
date?
have solved around 2000 plus questions. I don't have a number, but I have been solving them since my fourth semester. I even
Okay.
solve it till date. Actually, I give some of the competitions on Lead Code and Code Studio. Right? So I have done a lot of problems. I have solved around 2000 plus problems. I would say. Yes,
Okay. So solving 2000 plus problems, you have a lot of experience in, problem solving now. So, and you have a lot of offers from different brands, which are really known. Do you think all those 2000 problems were helpful, or would you recommend that you were wrong in solving 2000 problems? Just solving 500 or just some amount of problems is good, like an average number? Because
actually,
sometimes, I'm sorry, but
yes,
sometimes what happens is that if I solve 2000 problems and I felt that if I would have done 200, I would have come this far. Baki
yes, yes,
1800 was a waste of time. I wouldn't say
yes,
waste of time exactly, but I would say waste of energy and my efficiency of
exactly.
working, rather than
Yes,
solving those 200 important problems twice or thrice. I solved 2000 problems. So is that a
yes.
thing?
Yes, yes, yes. Actually, I would like to comment on this because I have changed my roadmap around 2 to 3 times because I found some fault in that roadmap. First of all, I
Okay.
started solving I started giving most of the competitions, right? So I was
Hmm.
able to solve 2 to 3 problems, 2 to 3 starting problems, but I was not able to move to the fourth problem or the fifth problem. So
Okay.
in every competition, I was solving 2 to 3 problems, 2 to 3 problems. So what I found on this, like, कि I had a level that I can solve up to the third problem. मेरा एक लेवल था कि मैं थर्ड प्रॉब्लम तक सॉल्व कर सकता हूँ, मैं उससे ज्यादा नहीं सॉल्व कर पा रहा. वो मेरा कंफर्ट जोन था, मैं उतना कर पा रहा था. तो मुझे उसमें मजा भी आता था क्योंकि खुशी होती है, लाइक वे मतलब देयर इज अ फन, लाइक कि आई एम एबल टू डू सम प्रॉब्लम्स. बट
Right.
वो चीज गलत लगी मुझे. मुझे उस रोड मैप में ये फॉल्ट लगा कि आई वॉज एबल टू सॉल्व 2 to 3 प्रॉब्लम्स, बट मैं उसके आगे प्रोसीड ही नहीं कर पा रहा था. सो वॉट आई डिड वॉज
Right.
कि आई नो दैट आई एम suitable with this particular level of difficulty, so I will not solve any problem from 1 to 3. I stopped solving those problems. I jumped directly to the
Okay.
fourth problem. तो उससे क्या हुआ कि मुझे स्टार्टिंग में भी नहीं होते थे, बट धीरे धीरे आई वॉज एबल टू डू दैट. सो दैट
Right.
इज द मेन थिंग, आई थिंक, दैट मूव आउट फ्रॉम योर कंफर्ट जोन से बाहर
Right. You need
निकलना
to
बहुत
come
जरूरी
out
है.
of your bubble and you need to,
यस,
push yourselves towards it.
यस,
Because I guess that happens. That's what I was thinking right now that I'm going to talk about this now. That, self realization that we need to solve problems and self realization that I need to complete DSA. Because last time I streamed for, a strategy of 100 days in which you can prepare for placements. So in
यस,
that
यस,
also I
यस,
was telling the same thing. And now also it's the same thing that at the end of the day, you need to set your targets and
एग्जैक्टली,
you need to
एग्जैक्टली.
fulfill those targets. If you're not having any targets, at the end of the day, you're screwed and you won't be able to, complete your specific
यस, यस, यस.
structure of roadmap out there.
करेक्ट, करेक्ट. यस.
Okay, so let's take some questions from the chat. Sir, I'm in first year, first sem, and I want to get placed in Fang like company. Please give me the roadmap, what to do. I know HTML, CSS, JS, React JS, Node.js, Java, ADB Java, Advanced Java, Spring Boot, Python, Flask. Nice. What would you say, Arjun?
Actually, what I think, learning a lot of languages is not important. You can only
Right.
pick up a particular language or a particular tech stack, and you can proceed with that. That is the one thing. And second thing, I would say, like I mentioned in the first point, programming language is not important. Your knowledge for data structures is very, very important in getting into FANG, because you will find
Correct.
every company focusing first on your data structure and then moving to your projects. I'm not saying that only data structure is important, but you should have good projects. But moving to the managerial round or moving to the projects round, you will have to clear data structures and online rounds. So I would prefer first focusing on data structures so that you can clear the online assessments and 1 or 2 rounds that involves DSA. So First
Okay.
start with it. Don't focus on language much.
Okay. Yeah. Again, I agree with this point, and I extremely am agreeing with it because learning a lot of languages is a good thing to show people that I know all
Yes,
of
yes,
these
yes,
things. But at the end of
yes,
the day, it's jack of all and master of none. So you
yes.
need to be a master of the language which you're studying. One C++, that's more than enough, according to me,
Exactly.
to
Yes,
get
yes.
you to
Correct.
where you're trying to go and what this roadmap is all about. I think it's more than sufficient.
Yes.
Just one language that you're going to solve DSA in, and the other one development field. You can go
Development
for
one. Yes.
Flutter, you can go for web dev, anything you want.
Anything you want.
Like for me it's C++ and Flutter. I do mobile application development and C++, so that's more than enough. I'm not here to actually brag about my languages. I'm here to go for interviews. If that's your aim, then you're going to be sorted with that.
Also, if you have
Okay.
so many languages, there is quite difficult to memorize all of them, right? So
Right.
if you don't have proficiency in any one of them, and if the interview go on asking that question for that particular language, then you would be stuck. So it's better
Totally,
to,
totally.
yes, yes,
Yeah, it's better to stick around with one and
yes,
master it out completely,
yes,
because we
yes,
just have some amount of specific time in hand, and if we waste
yes,
it out
exactly,
learning different things, it's gonna be wasted.
yes,
Okay,
exactly,
so again, recapping how far we have come till now, it's like you need to have a head start. You need to solve the basics, then the data structures, algorithms, and then problems. Right?
yes.
After this, what do you think we should do?
After this, actually, after learning data structures, the only thing that you should do is practice a lot, because
Okay,
practicing is really really important. And there are two ways that you can proceed, right? Like previously you mentioned that solving so many problems or solving 200 problems, right? So
correct.
what I found a flaw in my roadmap that I used to follow, like I was jumping to the fourth problem, right? So when the time came for preparation for these particular interviews, I found that these particular interviews follow particular pattern. Like they will ask you some logical problems, they will ask you some problems related to DP graph or something, right? So
Right,
I went on focusing, like if I know that I have an RCGM interview, right? So I will go and find some of the problems from for that interview process,
correct,
right? So preparing for
correct.
most of the companies, I found that there is a particular pattern, or there are some of the problems that are really, really important for you to solve. So
Right.
here what solving 200 quality questions comes into play. So अब
Like
मेरे को
here we
yes
get
हाँ
a thin line between the hard work and the smart work.
yes
Here we need to
exactly
smartly work that if I have an interview in Amazon, I'm just gonna study Amazon specific problems. I'm gonna Google
exactly
it out, I'm gonna study the Amazon pattern, not 2000 problems of mine. I'm not gonna sit and revise those 2000 problems. I'm gonna sit and
yes
solve Amazon questions. If I have Google, I'll go for Google questions.
yes
Correct. Yeah,
yes
I guess it's like we totally have the same outlook about problem solving.
yes
That's what I can feel.
exactly
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. I'll take another
So
question from the chat.
हाँ yes.
Yeah, yeah. You were saying something?
Actually, yes, I was saying like finding these problems was really tough. We have to read some of the interview experiences, but Coding Ninjas made it easy for us. They have opened the Code Studio platform where we can find lists of all these companies. We can filter out the problems based upon them. So that is the best thing I like about Code Studio and Coding Ninjas. So
Yeah,
yes,
I was supposed to stream a lot of problems, and then
uh,
Code Studio is the platform that has helped me till now. If you
yes,
want to
yes.
solve specific company-wise problems, you can directly go into it. So I guess
Vise,
that's
what
a
is your
really good
point of
thing.
view about it?
I guess that's really nice because, according to me, that's what is important. That's what I just said. That I feel so because I have friends who have gone to Amazon. I have friends who have gone to Facebook. I have friends who have gone to Meta. So at the end of the day, everybody had the same thing. That if you want
Yes,
to
exactly,
go and if you want to solve their problems, if you want to give their interview, just study for that. If you try and cover
exactly.
everything, you are never going to do it, because data structures and there's a very good saying that data structures and algorithms is a topic that never ends.
Yes,
It
exactly.
never
Makes
ever
sense.
ends. It just keeps on going. You can never complete DSA. Never.
Exactly.
Like,
Yes.
you
Yes.
can never do it. At the end of the day, you'll have one twist and you'll have to learn something new to solve that twist. So it's
Yes.
like problems are never gonna end. Right.
Exactly.
So
Yes.
I'll just
Hmm.
take a question from the chat now. Sir, please guide me. I'm in third year, SEM 2. I started DSA and after that I want to start competitive coding. Is that the right way? What do you think, Arjun?
Actually, he's in third year, second sem. Like he's in sixth sem right now.
Sixth SEM. Yeah,
Sixth
sixth
sem.
SEM.
So going for computer programming is not preferable at this point because computer programming is a vast topic and most of the computer programming topics are not asked in interviews, right? They will ask you some medium DSA problems and they will not be covered in computer programming. I know, right? They say that if you have a skill computer programming, interviews would be a cakewalk for you. But right now we should focus on smart work right now because you are in your sixth sem. That means in the seventh sem, in the eighth sem, the companies will be visiting your college, or you will be applying off campus for the other companies.
Correct.
So it's better you focus on some quality problems right now rather than jumping to computer programming because that would require a lot of effort from you.
Right.
If you are in a second year, I would prefer you go for computer programming. I know that computer programming makes your interviews uh, a cakewalk, right? But right now it's not preferable for you. It will occupy a lot of time from you, and quality solving quality problems would be a much better way for you, much better, much preferable
Okay.
way to you.
So I would clear out a few frequently asked questions related to competitive programming here, as
Yes.
we've got it on our table. Um, do you think competitive programming is equally important as data structures for your interview?
Actually, I used to think that, but I don't. I actually uh, seeing my lot of my friends going to Amazon or some good companies like Google. So I came to know that solving computer programming is not that much important. If you have a
Okay.
good knowledge of data structures, if you have solved some good medium hard problems of DSA, then there is no need going for computer programming. But if
Okay.
you have that knack of programming and if you want to proceed in a particular field, as I saw in one of the streams from Parik sir, he mentioned that there are four fields: web development, Android development, machine learning, and computer programming. You can choose any of them if you want a good placement or if you want to achieve a fan company. You can choose any of these fields. So उन्होंने जब computer programming mention करा था ना, तो I was like कि हाँ मेरे को प्रोग्रामिंग पसंद है, मेरे को मजा आता है इसमें, तो मैं इसको ही कंटिन्यू करूंगा, मैं इसमें प्रोसीड करूंगा. बट ऐसा नहीं कि मैं इसको ही करता रहूंगा. आई विल पिक वन मोर फील्ड, मेरे पास प्रोजेक्ट्स भी अच्छे हो. Because मैंने भी
Okay.
देखा ना, मेरे कुछ friends who joined Amazon and Google, they were not that good in programming. They have good projects, they have good resume and a good knowledge of DSA. So computer programming versus DSA, I would say both of them are good, but DSA is really really important. You should focus on
Wins.
that. Computer programming
Yeah.
is actually it. The prerequisite for computer programming is DSA. If you don't know DSA, you can
Correct.
directly jump to computer programming. So
Right.
computer
Right.
programming is a way that goes through DSA. I would
Right.
say.
Right. Right. No,
Hmm.
DSA is a way that goes to competitive
Yes,
programming.
yes, 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 exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay. So
Huh.
one thing which I've heard about competitive programming. So I'll be very honest. I've done DSA a lot and a lot and a lot, but I've not at all done competitive programming at all. I don't even have an account on any of CodeChef and etc. So I've heard that in competitive programming, they do not care on how you're solving the problem. They care
Yes,
on how fast you're doing it. They do
exactly.
not care about the approach, the time complexity, or the space complexity. I'm going a little technical, but yeah, it's something which is asked a lot. But is it correct that they care about the quick answers and not the efficient answers for a problem?
Actually, that depends. That totally depends on constraints. The constraints the problem is offering. Like when I used to solve at the start, I always focused on finding an efficient solution. I didn't focus on like what are the constraints. But as I am proceeding right now with my journey, so I first focus on constraints. And constraints are really really important. I am solving a lot of contests on Code Studio and Lead Code, so I am telling you on from that perspective. Like when it comes to a easy problem, I know that the constraints would be less. So I would just read the problem and jump to the constraints. And based upon the constraints, I used to find out कि मतलब worst time complexity कौन सी है जिसमें मेरा solution work कर जाएगा. And जब मुझे पता लग जाएगा कि this is a basic solution, then I would without any thinking, I would just jump to the brute force solution. So मतलब कंप्यूटर प्रोग्रामिंग में स्पीड इंपॉर्टेंट है, बट सबसे पहले कंस्ट्रेंट चेक कर लो. कंस्ट्रेंट्स अगर सही है तो ब्रूट फोर्स भी चल जाएगी, तुम्हारा बेसिक सॉल्यूशन भी चल जाएगा. So the main thing is constraint, what I think.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay, understood. So I guess what I've heard about it, is correct that
yes,
we kind of need to be. But now on the second part, when you sit for FANG interviews, efficiency is more important. Am I right?
yes, yes. Efficiency is
So
more important because yes,
way more important than the quickness. And
yes,
by this, we conclude that DSA is way more important than competitive programming. Like this is
yes,
the topic of the conversation that what we
yes,
need to
yes,
guide them about. Okay, so again, recapping: head start, basics, data structures, algorithms, problems, practice. Right?
yes, yes.
I guess that is what we can conclude as a initial roadmap.
Initial roadmap. Yes.
Right. So, Arjun, when did you kind of feel that you were completely ready for placements? And what was obviously there might be an incident wherein you felt something that, yeah, now I can do any random interviews.
Actually, when I was in my fourth sem, I studied some of the CS fundamentals also, right?
Right.
Some operating systems and computer networks, DBMS. So actually, I found them very, very interesting. I loved DBMS from that. And in that fourth semester, I was also active as a computer programmer on lead on codeship and code forces. So at that time, I saw myself developing. As I mentioned that in the start, I was not able to solve much problems, but as soon as I changed my roadmap, I picked up some harder problems. So I was developing, and at that time, around in July, I became a five-star coder on CodeShip. So I was like,
Okay.
कि I know enough programming right now. So I can sit for interviews. I can proceed forward. I have CS fundamentals also. I also built some projects in my in my fourth semester. So at that time, I thought that I am prepared for sitting in interviews. But I was not that sure if I would be clear, if I would be able to clear them, because I just remember that the first online assessment that I gave was of GS Goldman Sachs, and I was not able to solve the easy problem due to the time pressure,
Okay.
because they said you have to solve you have been given 20 minutes and you have to solve the easy problem. There are 30 minutes you have to solve the medium problem, and there's 1 hour you have to solve the hard problem.
Hard
So I was
problem.
able to solve the medium and hard one, but I was not able to solve the easy one. And I felt that if I would have 1 more minute, I would have done the easy problem as well. But that was the point. I was so disappointed for myself. But after that, the next company was RCesium, so I was able to grab that. So I was like, I was prepared for that because I was solving. I was a lot much active in computer programming, and it really helped me to basically making my data structures more stronger, right? So that was the thing. That was the time I found that I have enough knowledge that I can sit for interviews. That was the point.
Okay. Let's get to the chat now. Hi, I have learned development and haven't done DSE yet. Do I have to start? Do I have to start it over if then I can learn in Python or JavaScript. So I guess, Viral wants to ask that does he have to start again from a new language, or he can learn in JavaScript, the DSA part? I guess that's what the question
Actually,
is.
I don't have much knowledge about JavaScript, so you can check this on Google, because I don't know if JavaScript allows some of the good data structures or some of the easy accessing methods. Like ultimately, what that matters, speed also matters in online assessments, right? So if you are writing a complete code for doing a particular thing, then that's not good, right? So first of all, check some of the data structures or some of the functions that are provided by JavaScript. If they are better, then you can proceed with that. Otherwise, you can check C++, Java, and Python, because most of the programmers out there, they do programming in only these languages, in these three languages.
Also, what
So
I
that's
think
what.
is there
Hmm.
might be some companies which do not allow you to code in JavaScript.
Yes,
That
exactly,
can be
exactly.
another point of
A point of view.
conversation out
Yes.
there.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then I guess that's why C++ and Java are the best pick. And starting over is the right thing for you, Viral, if you can do that. Sir, I am doing competitive from 4 months, solved 200 plus problems on lead code, but still I'm not able to solve more than three problems on code forces and code chef. What can I do for that? Arjun, you got to answer
So
this.
yes, so
Yeah.
actually, I would again say that you are able to solve the first three problems. That is the same problem that I was facing in my third semester. So you can basically solve some of the problems. You can give some of the virtual contests at Code Forces or Code Chess. You can check out any platform. Platform will never be a boundary. So you focus on the above level. Like first two, three problems are easy, medium problems. So you can focus on some medium hard problems as well. So you give virtual contests. You can basically filter out the problems based upon their difficulty, and you can solve these problems. So because that will help you break out from your bubble. That will help you basically uh, move out from your comfort zone. And
Right.
I'm again saying that moving out from your comfort zone is really really
Is
important because
the yeah.
yes, that helps you increase your level basically.
Correct, 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 correct. Okay, I'm learning DSA from the last 8 months consistently, currently on DP. After that, I'm going to do web development. Aim for FANG. Should I learn some more CP topics?
Yes. Actually, CP topics, as we again talked about, right? Computer programming is not that much important for your interviews.
It's
Main is
optional,
uh,
I can say.
it's optional, right? It's your choice. If you are feeling like you want to proceed forward with computer programming, you can basically go out. But if you don't have any projects right now, so I would prefer you work on your projects because projects are also important. Your resume is also important. You have to show what all you did in your complete bachelor's journey. So I would also prefer if you don't have those projects, you can focus on projects first. Otherwise, you can check computer programming. It's your choice.
Right, right, right. Okay. Sir, I'm in fourth sem. It's my 90 days summer break now. How to utilize the whole break and end up in a great company? And what are the skills I should work in this summer break?
I think we did basically a YouTube live on this
Yeah,
topic, right? So
yeah.
you can check that in detail. Otherwise,
Yeah,
you
I've
should
I've
focus
given a
on.
hundred
Uh,
day I've given a 100 day strategy on how you can prepare for placements, Abhishek, on the last Friday. So day before yesterday, you can go and check it out. We've explained in like
Detail.
how you can come up with a 100 day strategy to complete your placement topics. Okay, can a non-IT, let's say pharma background personnel, get a job as a web developer? If yes, please explain how, like how he should approach in that area.
Yes, he can definitely get a job because I remember when I was doing internship at RCGM, the 2 months internship. So
Yeah.
there was a person who was also pursuing, he was also doing internship there as well. So he was from biotech background. So
Okay.
definitely yes, you can get good companies. You can also crack good companies, but again everything boils down not on data structures, on you solving, you having good projects, you having a good resume. So ultimately what I would say, pick a language, solve many problems on that, solve data structures, and make one or two projects. So that is the main thing. Everything boils down that you will have to learn data structures if you want to enter the IT sector. The data structures is very very important.
Correct, correct.
Yeah.
So I'm a first year beginner. How to start? Like which skills should I learn? Again, Soma, you can go and watch the same video which we were talking about. I guess that is going to answer the question pretty well. Okay,
Yes.
service based or product based? Guide us, please.
Actually, there is no, like you should go for
Comparison.
service based. There's no
Yeah.
comparison. They both have their different pros and cons. Like, so you can basically go for anything. There is not an issue. But
Right.
what I have heard that some of the service-based companies don't focus much on data structures. They will ask you some easy problems, but as we are talking more about FANG, Pang is basically more about product-based companies, so they will focus more on DSA. But there is no comparison at all, right? Service-based company and product-based company, they're equally good. You
Equally
can go
good.
for anything. Yes.
Okay, okay. I prefer Python problem statements, but when it comes to DSA, I go for CPP. Will this be a problem in long run, or this is fine?
Actually, if actually you should only go forward with one language, it's better. But if you know two languages, then it's also good. But there is no like if you are able to solve problems, ultimately that comes down कि आप प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर पा रहे हो. अगर आप चार प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर पा रहे हो, पांच प्रॉब्लम कर पा रहे हो ना, बस बेसिकली हमको तो वही चाहिए ना, राइट? कि प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो रही है
Right.
तो सही है. वो ऐसे
Correct,
लैंग्वेज
correct,
विल
correct.
नेवर बी अ बैरियर अगेन, एज वी हैव रिपीटेड दिस 5 टाइम्स. लैंग्वेज विल नेवर बी अ बैरियर. अगर आपको आती है बढ़िया है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. अल्टीमेटली आपके
Correct.
डेटा स्ट्रक्चर स्किल्स मैटर करती हैं.
Right, right, right. Completely right. Okay. Guys, we are just 15 likes away from 100 likes on the stream. You can hit the like button, please. Okay. How to switch from service based to product based? Any idea, Arjun?
Data structures. There's only
Same.
one thing: data structures and projects. There's nothing else.
Yeah, data structures and projects are the two things which are, a treat to product based companies from our side. And if they
Exactly.
like it, they're going to take it. Otherwise, they're going to let it be.
Yes, I have one view that we can enter any of the company. We can we can actually crack our dream job. We can,
Right.
but what is required is effort. The more you put in your effort, the earlier you will get your dream job. That is my
Correct.
point of view. Right?
Correct. Like totally, totally right. Okay. I'm consistently solving problems, but when I come back to that problem after a month, I completely forget how I approached that problem. Any tips to improve? I have been through this a lot, and this happened. This used to happen a lot with me. I guess Rohit is also going to be doing the same mistake which I used to do. That if I'm not able to solve a problem, I used to see the solution and solve it out. Once I'm done
Yes, yes,
solving, I leave. So
yes,
what
yes,
happens is that current moment it stays in my mind ki okay, using two for loops I solved the two sum problem on lead code. But after a month when I come back to that problem I forget about those two for loops. Okay, so
yes,
this
yes,
is what happens. I guess if you're even looking at the answer, I'm not saying you shouldn't see the solution. Seeing the solution is a good thing. If you're
yes,
not able
yes,
to solve at the end of the day, rather than wasting time, you should go for the solution after trying. But at least after that, 2 to 3 times after that, what I used to do is that 2 to 3 times I used to code the same problem again and again. So
yes,
erase the code, write it again without seeing. Erase the code, write it again without seeing. Doing it multiple times, it kind of gets imprinted inside
gets
you
in your
that
mind.
okay,
Yes,
yeah, isko aise solve karte hain. And then you start to understand. Because every time you
बिल्कुल.
write the code again, you'll find a new thing to learn. Okay, this for loop is running from here to here for this reason. So you start
Yes,
to understand the code after writing it, a couple of times, and that's what helps you move forward and keep it in your mind for a long, long time.
yes, yes, yes. I totally agree
Right?
with this. You on this point. Yes.
Has this happened to you when you were solving problems? That coming back to the
Uh,
problem you don't remember?
Actually, it happens. It happens with everyone actually because we can
Yeah.
memorize only a particular things only. So what I did was actually I dedicated a particular time to each problem. Like I will I focused on an interview point of view, right? In interviews, you will be given around 45 to 1 hour. So in that 45 to 1 hour, basically you will be thinking for around thinking the problem first because I know from my Google interview experience, I was given a problem from graph, and I started with a DP. I thought about it to be a greedy problem. Then I moved. Then I ultimately saw that there's something like a graph algorithm. So it takes time for you to get the problem right. So what I do was I would spend 30 to 45 minutes dedicatedly on that particular problem. I would see everything that I can apply on this particular problem. And if I was not able to solve it, then I would use to see the solution. So in that
Mhm.
way, that entire problem used to stuck on my mind, and I would see every particular scenario. And at the end, if when I saw the solution, I was like, oh, this particular algorithm was required to solve this problem. So
I've
yes,
always told this to people who are solving problems in every stream of mine that
huh.
when you're preparing for placements, giving 1 hour to a problem is fine.
Yes,
Because
exactly.
that day when you have your interview, you have 45 minutes to solve three problems. So
Yes,
those
yes, yes.
3 hours which you spend behind on every problem, 1 hour
Hmm.
each, that is going to pay you off in your interview.
In your
At that
interviews,
time, if you
exactly.
finish up in 15 minutes and get up, in your interview you can't even get that problem in 45 minutes.
And
You
also
you
writing
won't
the
be able to
code,
solve. Yeah.
yes, writing the code is not that important, but explaining that particular code is really
Right,
really important. Yes,
right. When you're explaining the code, you know what is happening inside. When you're
yes,
explaining the code, you know every bit of it, that why the semicolon is here.
yes,
Even
yes,
every
yes.
bit of it is known. So that's what is required, because when they twist the problem, you should know how to solve it.
Solve
Not,
it, right?
because they're not going to give you the exact same copied problem out there.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
So
Moving forward. Sir, I'm a full student. Are you saying something?
no, no, no. Go forward, go
Yeah,
forward.
sir, I'm a student of fourth sem and I have not started yet. So can I complete till fourth year? Yeah, obviously.
Obviously, yes.
Both of us started in, second, third. I started in third sem, he started in second sem. There are people who start in the fourth sem. If you're doing it consistently on high efficiency, I guess you can easily come up with it,
Exactly,
right?
exactly. Yes, yes.
Okay. Next question. Can I start fresh? I'm doing a job in IT. This is tough.
It is actually, I would say
Yeah,
that yes, you can start. You can start because when you are working, you will have two big days, Saturday and Sunday, and you can
yeah,
utilize them while studying. Also, I see some of the people that who are trying to switch from their job, they would find time for themselves. Finding time is really really important, and I think you can find them, but you will have to give some extra time. You will have to find time, and I think that some of the people who are uh, gym rats, they will find time to go for the gym, right? So
right.
similarly, you will have to find time. If something is important for you, you will have to find time for that. So
Correct, correct, correct.
yes, yes. For IT people, you can find time later the night, or you can rise up early in the morning, and then you can get the time. Also, you have two big days, Saturdays and Sundays. You can utilize them. Even nowadays, I use Saturday and Sunday for my programming. So I
Right,
usually take out 4 to 5 hours on these days. So you can also
correct.
look forward. Yes,
Yeah, I guess that's pretty much understandable out there, because if you're able to solve problems, and if you're able to give yourself time, then I guess you're good to go.
exactly.
Okay. So next question is, how to be machine learning developer at Fang without masters.
So I don't have any experience. Do you have any experience about that?
No, I'm way far away from machine learning, Python, all of that. So I don't think I also would be, able to answer this question.
Hmm.
Okay, next question. Coding Ninja's DSA course or web development course as a beginner along with DSA. So web development with DSA or normal DSA? I guess web development with DSA, if you're taking, I guess take something extra and study it later, right?
Yes. Oh, yes, yes. It's better to actually focus on because ultimately you will require projects and that
Right.
would require for you to solve web development as well. So it's better to take web development with DSA. Yes.
Right. And one very, very important question, I would like to put it up on our screen as well. That is, how to manage college study with coding.
So actually, that was something tough that I have found of myself, but there was
Okay.
no one to guide me. But I am here to guide
Same.
you. I am here to tell you
Right.
that how I focused on them. Actually, uh, there are two things, right? Uh, you can basically study you can study the entire subjects at before 2 weeks before your examinations, or you can do one thing. You can take up all the lectures at college because what happens when you take up all the lectures at college, it basically helps you be sync with the project, right? Be sync with the subjects, right? क्योंकि अगर आप रोज क्लास लगाते हो तो मतलब हाँ आपको पता है कि एक्चुअली क्लास में क्या चल रहा है, आपको वापस आके पढ़ने की
Right.
जरूरत नहीं पड़ती. तो उसके बाद क्या है
Correct.
कि मैं क्या मतलब स्टार्टिंग में मैं क्या करता था कि मैं छोड़ देता सब कुछ, मैं सिर्फ डीएसए पे फोकस करता था, मैं क्लासेस भी नहीं लगाता था. और मैं लास्ट में 2-3 हफ्ते बिल्कुल ही घिस देता था, बट उससे मेरे को प्रॉब्लम ये हो रही थी कि मेरे को लास्ट के 2-3 हफ्ते में सारा कोर्स खत्म करना होता था, तो मेरे को लेट नाइट जागना होता था। तो उससे क्या होता था कि वो 2-3 हफ्ते मेरे को डीएसए पूरा छोड़ना पड़ता था। तो मुझे ये फ्लॉ लगता था उसमें। आई यूज टू फोकस ऑन दैट, बट आफ्टर दैट आई फाइंड दिस ट्रिक कि मतलब आई शुड गो विद all the classes, and then I used to take 1 to 2 hours of break, and after that I used to study DSA. Sometimes
Right.
I would rise up early in the morning, and then I would do DSA, and then I would take up the classes, and then I would sleep. So that is one thing that you will have to do. You will basically you can basically take up any of these two tricks, but choosing the second one is not as beneficial, because आपको रात के 2-3 हफ्ते मतलब आपकी sleepless nights होंगी, and आप डीएसए उस टाइम
Right.
पढ़ भी नहीं पाओगे। तो
Correct.
and as you mentioned, consistency is equally important while learning DSA or while doing coding, because if you will not be consistent at the start, then you will keep on forgetting things. Like अब मेरे को
Right.
2 से 3 साल हो गए हैं कोडिंग में, एंड अगर मैं अभी 10 दिन के लिए छोड़ भी तो मुझे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। बट अगर आपको पढ़ते हुए ही 6 महीने हुए एंड आपने छोड़ दिया, तो आपको एकदम से इतना ग्रास्प नहीं होगा। So
Right.
you are tend to forget things, right? So even I ask my juniors कि अगर आपके पास नहीं है टाइम, तो कोई नहीं, मतलब आप एक दिन में कम से कम एक प्रॉब्लम के लिए टाइम तो निकाल सकते हो ना। आप दिन में 1 घंटा या फिर आधा घंटा तो निकाल सकते हो ना। दैट विल हेल्प यू बी अवेयर ऑफ द सिंटैक्स, एंड दैट विल हेल्प यू नॉट फॉरगेट थिंग्स। So that is one thing I would
I
say.
guess I guess here again we have the same point of comfort zone, because if
Mhm.
somebody has a habit of sleeping a lot, somebody
Yes,
wants 12 hours of sleep per day, he needs to cut it to 6, he needs to cut
yes,
it to 4, and needs to wake up for 20 hours and start studying more, give more
yes,
time to DSA. Because if you have college classes and you have to devote 5 hours 6 hours of day in college, you come back and you take a 2-hour break because you're tired for the entire day. At the end of the day, you have to then cut short time from your entertainment and your leisure and give it to
yes,
your necessity and prioritized stuff, and then study DSA. So
yes.
comfort zone se bahar aana in problem solving and actual life, both are required to be inside a fan company, right?
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Which is important for clearing coding rounds of Google, Microsoft, CP versus DSA? We have already answered this question.
Yes.
If someone is coding in Java, can they import linked list library in both CP and coding interview?
That totally depends on the interviewer actually. If he
Right.
is permitting you, then you can basically import it.
Import the
But
libraries.
yes, but if he wants you to implement the class structure, then you will have to basically implement that request. So
Okay.
that
How
totally depends on
to
the interviewer.
Right. How to
Yes,
judge what kind of problems can deserve 1 hour time or not? Cannot be a print a pattern kind of question, or loops and conditionals. Okay. So basically, you don't have to judge how much time you need to give. You need to give as much time as required. You just need to keep doing it until you memorize it to the fullest, right?
yes, exactly.
You can't sit and thinking that, okay, I'm gonna give 1 hour to this video. I don't think that's gonna be
No, no.
uh, you know right. That I'm gonna give 1 hour to this problem or 1 hour to this question video or anything like that. I'm gonna learn for 1 hour and then I'm gonna do it. And maybe you solve it in 15 minutes and you get done with it, or else you solve it in 1 hour 30 minutes and it required 130, but you solved it in one and you left. So I guess just go with the flow rather than deciding how much time a problem deserves, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Moving forward, please take the question too, because students like me will be rejected. Uh, I am almost advanced level in DSA now, from DP to tries and segment trees to articulation points in graphs, everything. But I have nothing to prove in my resume what to do. So he doesn't have good experience, is what he's saying.
So actually, you can only add that you have learned advanced algorithms in data structure. Apart from it, if you want something to add in your resume, there are two things. Actually, I have seen some of the students, they add up that they created their own class for a particular data structure. You can basically add that in your project section as well. So that is one thing you can add. And the next thing is your performance in some live contest, or your performance or your coding profiles on some particular platform. So basically you can showcase them. So there are two things: making your own class projects or something like that, and the second thing is your achievements in your live contest. So if
Right.
you know such good algorithms, you would be able to get a good rank in these competitions. So focus on that. It's better.
Correct, correct, correct. I want to buy a course, coding ninjas, coding blocks, pep coding, which is better. You can go for any course. I started with coding ninjas. Arjun started with coding ninjas. We're not here promoting any course of any brand at all. Not even
Yes,
coding ninjas. We're just trying to give you a roadmap. So I don't think I'll be able to, give you the exact answer that okay, you can go for this. I did coding ninjas and Arjun did coding ninjas. I'm not sure what would be. And one more thing, there might be a chance that coding ninjas course is really beneficial for both of us, but somebody does not understand the structure.
yes,
So it
yes, yes,
totally depends on person to person. There's no brand that comes with a perfect course. I would say that you can study from anywhere that you want. Just study. Like
yes,
that
yes,
should be your main
exactly.
aim.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay. I'm in sixth semester. Still, I have time to complete my DSA before companies come on college. Yeah, you have a lot of time right now. You have your seventh semester, and then you can go for your placements in the eighth, right, Arjun?
yes, yes, exactly. Just practice some quality questions. That is our advice. Yes,
Yeah, right, correct. I like to take the course of DSA Java. How much it is important to crack into the entire stream was on this, Tarun. You can just rewind the stream and watch it once. That's
yes.
your answer lies in the stream only. Hi Kabir and Arjun. I am an experienced software engineer with 4+ years of experience. How much time would it take for me to do enough DSA to get into big tech companies? Gaurav, I think you already have 4+ years of experience. So more than DSA, I guess his interviews are gonna play the role.
Yes, interviews
Like the
would
on
be,
like
yes.
yeah.
I think interviews would much more focus on the design part, I think.
Right.
But if you want to even study DSA for your interviews, then you can basically look out some of the lists that are provided on the Code Studio platform. I would prefer that you focus some quality problems, so it would be better.
Right.
Or if you're
Again,
targeting a
same
particular
answer.
company, yes, you can
Yeah.
filter out based upon the company, and you can solve some good questions from there.
Correct,
Yes.
correct. Totally agreed. Okay, I've just completed B.Tech in non-CSE branch and now working in tech support role. We'll have to start from scratch. How long would it take? Again, I usually it totally depends on you how long it's gonna take for you to complete the course because depends on your efficiency. You can
Yes.
complete the course in a week. You can complete the course in a month. Totally depends on you and how much time you give to the course, how much efficiency you have in yourself. Okay, so I don't think we have left out any, questions which are not similar and which do not have the answer in the stream. So it was really nice having you, Arjun, and it was really nice having such an interactive audience. If you haven't liked the stream yet, just hit the like button, guys. Thank you so much for watching the stream. I'm gonna come live again on Friday, and we'll have another interesting topic for you. Thank you so much for joining in, guys. See you in the next stream.
Thank you, Kabir.